Hey guys, Joe with BitRaged. So we're going to look at Bitcoin here in a minute, but I wanted to say something before we do that. Whenever Bitcoin is going down in price, you have people saying it's going to 100 bucks. Whenever it's going up, you have people saying it's going to 100,000. It's important to be very neutral. It's important to not let your emotions get the best of you. You have to be able to understand what the market is giving you right now, and not be so stuck on, I have to have the market do this. Not be so obsessed on the sell or so obsessed on the buy that you miss the bigger picture. So we'll start here on the weekly chart. You can see we're just starting to break out of the pattern on the weekly chart, and we're looking like we're going to see an impulsive close. But where it gets interesting is when we jump down a couple time frames. So on the daily chart, this is a pattern we've talked about a lot. This one right here. So we had this flag. It sold. It moved all the way back up to here. And now we get the sell. Why did we get the sell? Because we had this bigger pattern. Now, we had this impulsive move down and we broke outside of the pattern. We moved outside of the pattern with momentum and closed outside of the pattern. Then we got this move back up, and then this daily candle has just been a corrective candle. Now if we jump down to the 4 hour, this is where you're going to start to see the actual pattern that we're trading. So we said in a video a couple days ago that if we get a flag right here on the trend line, we'd be looking to see that sell. It broke through the trend line. We did get a pattern right here. We'll look at that in a minute. And then we just moved all the way back up. Now we move down, we're moving back up. So what does that give us? Let's jump down to the 1 hour. So you can start to see we had the move down. We broke outside of the pattern impulsively, and then we got this flag here to sell. Getting a flag here is higher probability to see the sell than getting it here. It's higher probability to see the sell out of a continuation pattern once it's broken the pattern on the other side than it is within the pattern. Because if you're within the pattern, a lot of different things can happen. But outside of the pattern, now we have a clear break. The continuation pattern, we got the sell, and then it just started to move back up. This is actually really good and very clear. If you're looking for clarity, this is what you're looking for. So this is the pattern that we have. So if we look at this, this is the move down. This whole move is just a corrective move to then sell. So the question is, can we go all the way back up to here, see a completion of the pattern, another touch at the top to then sell? Or are we just going to sell straight from here? So what I would be looking at for this, to see it just kind of correctively move up like this, that would give us a very clear sell setup at the top. Why would an ascending channel give us that sell setup? If we look back and we see, okay, we had an ascending channel here, right? That sold. We had an ascending channel here. That sold. Ascending channels by nature are not sustainable. Corrective ascending channels are not sustainable. And so it'd be very, very clear if we got that to see the sell. If we got something very much like this, that'd be very good to see that sell up at this point. But we don't have to go all the way back up to here to see the sell. If we do move down like this, maybe get a flag right here on the trend line, that's going to be very good. We can take that for a sell. But at this stage, what we're looking at is a sell. The question is, do we go all the way back up to here to complete the pattern and then sell? Or do we just break through or create a flag here on the trend line? But this entire pattern, if we zoom out a little bit, we can see what we have. And I'll just delete this line here so you can just look at the pattern. We had this big bear flag continuation pattern. We broke outside of that. Within that, we had a sell. This whole move here is corrective to then see that sell. Because we get this pattern, this continuation pattern, this flag, whatever you want to call it, outside of the much bigger pattern we were trading, it's much more likely to see this complete and continue the move down. If we had this pattern up here, let's say right here, it would still be likely, but it wouldn't be quite as likely to see. So if you're looking at targets, what I would be looking at is down here, right around 5,300, 5,400, right in that area. Depends on when we do get there. The only other thing I would be looking at for this is potential to react here at the double bottom, at the low. If we see a good reaction there, then I'd be looking at that possibly to manage a trade I'm already in, or look at that to completely reverse. But at this stage, it's quite clear what is going on. We have a clear move down. This is just a clear correction to continue it. It's very, very clear. That is what we're looking at for Bitcoin. So before we close here, I wanted to say something. We get a lot of comments, and there's quite a few people that say things like, technical analysis is like reading tea leaves, stuff like that. Now, make sure you're not watching people who are reading tea leaves. A lot of technical analysis on YouTube is complete trash because the people who do it don't know what they're doing. Make sure those people you are listening to actually understand how to trade. Now, everybody is smart, everybody looks smart, everybody is right in a bull trend, but when you have patterns, when you have corrective periods like this, that is when you start to see, okay, who actually knows what they're doing and who is just spewing crap. At this point here, everybody, their brother, their dog, and their cat was bullish. You know, there were people saying things like, buy in now, it'll be $100,000, we'll be millionaires, buy in now, you'll regret it if you don't. And then look what happened. If somebody tells you that technical analysis, that trading is gambling, that it's like reading tea leaves, that winning traders lose more than they win, stop following them. They don't have a clue what they're talking about. It's complete garbage. So this is kind of more like a caution. Make sure who you're following actually knows what they're talking about. And they're not just right when the price is going up, but they actually understand the bigger picture, the bigger pattern, the bigger structure. This pattern here caught a lot of people by surprise, and that is why we showed it to you, because this was always a potential. So I hope this video helps you. Thanks for watching. If you have a comment, leave that below. Take care now.